Hey Brain Braden, how are you? Hey Piper, how are you? Welcome in 000, how are you? Welcome in. How you guys doing? Hey Alphabet. Hey 100. Welcome in Midnight. Welcome back. I am straight. I am not good at drawing. I don't have that Asian gene of being good at drawing. What does that mean, Frappy? I do not work out. You should know this. Alphabet. I love milkshakes. I'm in Carrie. Hey Rutherford. Sushi and orange chicken at the same time? No. Do I like movies? I mean, I like movies, but I'm I want to say I'm not a movie person simply because I don't know that many movies, but that's only because I don't have anyone to go to the movies with. I mean, I've been to the movies by myself, but it's just not, it doesn't feel the same. Yo, Minnow, I do remember you. You have the same profile picture. I mean, I like eating popcorn, but I don't like getting the kernels in my teeth. So I try to avoid eating popcorn, but I like eating popcorn. I think it's just annoying when it gets in the teeth. Hey SPG, welcome back, how are you? Oh, hey Bunion Rings, how are you? Yeah, I mean, I haven't streamed as much as of late. If there is no risk of infection or injury, how much money would it take for you to... I wouldn't do it, Dregs. That's not my thing. Exhausted? You sound exhausted. I mean, at least by the energy you're giving off. And did she laugh, SPG? I have... Oh, at boy. I think it's because people thought you meant something else. I clarified when I saw you got banned or muted. I clarified to my moderator that's you meant Philippines. Hey Gabriella, hey Lapel. I cannot Dragos. I got a haircut maybe 3 weeks ago. How you doing, Joey? Where's my job at? I'm still applying. So, do you like not like her anymore? What's the update? Hey Jonas, hey Sleepy, welcome in. I mean, it's been over 2 years now. I think I was literally talking to a friend earlier today saying how I think I'm just gonna start over, at least in terms of software engineering. Like, just instead of continuing in management, just becoming an individual contributor once again. They do skincare sometimes. Welcome in, and thanks for the follow. I don't know. I don't know what a Mars sign is. I'd be terribly embarrassed, Alphabet, if I said that. My parents are the Philippines. I was born and raised in Los Angeles. Hi, Sleepy. I'm Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ as my Lord God and Savior. Well, I was born a boy and I still believe I'm a boy. Or rather, I was born male and I still believe I'm male. It was an Uncle Iroh meme of. I've never seen that meme, SPG. Hey, Hannah. Hey, Rams. What do I do for work currently? I am unemployed, but I do babysit. I do gamble, I'd say. I had. Oh, nice. I just had Jollibee yesterday. You're doing bangs? You didn't do it yet? Rems, to be honest, I've noticed whenever I co host, even if it's my moderators, my stream does bad. It's just a pattern I've noticed. I mean, that's your decision, SPG. My personal favorite fruit, I really like oranges, only if they're like really good oranges. Pineapple, mangoes, avocados. I don't know if I have like an all time favorite. Hey Nestor, welcome back. I do not know Tagalog. I mean, I can sort of understand it, but I cannot speak it. Thanks, Joey. I mean, I don't. Like, if anything, the whole time I've ever streamed on TikTok, I've made maybe like 2.5k, $2,500 in total. And that's over a span of maybe 4,000 hours. So 4,000 hours divided by, or no, $2,500, $2,500 divided by 4,000 hours is like 50 cents an hour or something. Maybe my advice, Rems, is just cut a little bit and then see how it looks like. And then if you want it shorter, cut it a little bit again. Because I feel like a lot of people, when they try to cut their bangs or cut their hair, they cut too much. And, you know, I mean, obviously the only thing is to wait for it to grow. But if you cut it and it's still too long, you can at least cut it again. Oh, that is weeding. I've never heard of that, Dritz. What if I was pregnant? That's impossible. You know, I've never watched the movie Titanic. I mean, I understand what happens to the Titanic in the movie, but I've never seen the movie. I am really 31 high. Um, Let me see. I'm gonna take a picture of that and I'll listen to it, Dritz. Well, well, well. Hey, King Messi. Thanks, hi. Would I work for the Filipino government? Unlikely. Thanks for the follow, Dritz. That makes no sense, Larry. I am Filipino. I do live at home. Thanks for the follow, hi. Will I become a political figure in my lifetime? Likely. That is likely. With parents, yes. Yes, he is, Larry. Thanks for the follow, Cinnamon or Cinnarol. Why am I still in the Philippines? I've only visited the Philippines twice. I'm currently not in the Philippines. Did I get a college degree? Yes. I mean, in this economy, and especially living in LA, gotta save as much money as possible if you're not like a millionaire. Will I ever show I have before Alphabet? I'm really 31, Kevin. Which one? I have a bachelor's in electrical engineering. I don't think Filipinos look Hispanic, in my opinion. That's your perception, Gregory. Hey Foy, music or movies or sports, which is the best medium of pop culture out of the three? I think music. I was born and raised in LA, so I know LA, or also I have a really big family and they all majority live in LA. No, I do not, Alphabet. Definitely a stud. I don't understand. Hold up. No, currently I got laid off, Larry. I pivoted to software engineering and I got laid off from my software engineering job. Am I happy? Not necessarily. I mean, I'm not. I used to call myself depressed, but I don't think I'm necessarily depressed anymore. A lot of people have heard that song, Moon. I'm currently not working. I'm currently applying to a lot of jobs. I do not, PA 0735. No, I don't have a job in electrical engineering. When I graduated from electrical engineering, I pivoted to software engineering. Yeah, so like I said, I have a degree in electrical engineering, but my first job was in software engineering. And actually, all of my jobs were in software engineering. Sorry. My first corporate job was a QA analyst, and then after that, it was a software developer, software engineer. Then it was, I mean, I took on the role as a Scrum Master. Then I was a software engineering manager. No, no one says I look Jewish. I do believe in Jesus Christ. I look 14? That's crazy. I am from Los Angeles. What do we name our daughter? What do you mean, Tiana? How are you? Look, well, I am really 31. How do I make money? Gambling. I'm straight, Spinks. And user 62, I'm straight. Have I tried out Claude? Yes. How do I pay rent? I live with my parents. You did it? I hope it turned out right, Rems, or good. You want to hear personal stories of what? I am 31, Oto. I am straight, Odo. How do you hide a kid body? That depends what you mean. Are you saying that you yourself has a body of a kid and you're trying to hide it? Or that... what? Thanks, Josh. Okay, user 62. It is hard out there. Not, I hate Kalshi. I don't like doing anything. I don't like Kalshi, or what is the other one? There's another sports betting. I don't recommend. My favorite song, I like Death by Maiden Heights. I'm really 31. Ever thought about getting... I have thought about it, but honestly, considering that I am not working, it's a expense I cannot afford right now. But am I sure? I am very sure. Why am I living with parents? Because I'm currently unemployed. Why do you need to hide your little brother? No, not Polymark. I don't remember what it's called. But I know the logo is also green and black. No, I don't bet on horses. I play poker. Have I thought about what? No, I said I got laid off, bro. I used to work in tech, and then I got laid off. So I'm currently applying. What the difference in mentality from when I was 20 to now? Did I struggle mentally at 20? Um, at the age of 20 or like in my younger adult years, I felt a lot of peer pressure in trying to figure out what I should do for the rest of my life. I mean, sure, that same type of pressure is kind of still there, but I'm more relaxed. I'm more relaxed, more chill about it. Um, and also considering that I was in college at the time at 20 years old, worrying about homework and trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my job and stuff like that. I don't have those necessarily same issues today. I mean, now that I have experience, I feel more confident in myself. But at the same time, with this job market, it is the worst job market I've been in. I was laid off during the lockdown. So, right before the lockdown happened, I was laid off December 2019. But to me, the current job market is even worse than it was back then. Um, what was it like getting my first job? So technically, my first job was when I was in college. I was tutoring, and then I ended up creating that as a side business, and I just tutored other undergraduates and graduates. What have I achieved? Um, I mean, I like to think that I've saved a few lives in terms of talking people out of suicide. Um, I have traveled the world, and by that I mean I visited, I think, around 15 to 17 countries. I built a software as a service from scratch. Mm, what else can I say I've necessarily achieved? Yeah. Oh, I guess also in terms of traveling the world, I took my parents with me. So I paid for them to travel with me. Yeah, no problem, D Mars. Honestly, your 20s is all about trial and error. You try as many things as possible, obviously safely. And when you get older, you align yourself with things that you obviously agree with or things that bring you happiness. Now, when you turn 25, you don't instantly get back pain. Back pain usually comes from bad posture or poor posture, a bad mattress, like if you're sleeping in a very low quality um, mattress, I guess. How do I keep myself so young? Genetics. Sorry. No, I did not, Tiny. What is something I feel like is important when younger but not important overall? Um, what is something important I feel like is important when I was younger but not? I think wanting to be liked. I think it's very common that people want to be liked, but then when you get older, you kind of just stop caring. How do you feel about the verdict from the case with the stoner? I don't know about that story, OTM. I feel like that's a very, I don't want to say common story, but there's different stories. I need to know which story you're talking about. All right, see you, D Mars. Where I live in Los Angeles. Thanks for the follow, Smileys. On Fortnite, sure, Osenko. I have eliminated people on Fortnite. Welcome in, hot dog lover. I mean, I he never clarified, or I assume Lysenko's a he. Sorry, they never clarified. What's my job? I'm currently unemployed, technically. Favorite game series? Pokemon. Pokemon Blue, Red, Yellow, Green. On my last birthday, the only gift I got was from a viewer, surprisingly. Um, he gave me a $75 Wingstop gift card. Bro, I can barely remember high school. I graduated high school 2013. That was 13 years ago, bro. High school, as far as I remember though, it was pretty chill. I mean, I wasn't like super popular. I'd say I was like semi-popular. I've never heard or played any of the Soulsborne games, so I have no idea. No, really 31, as in 25 plus 6, as in 10 times 3 plus 1. I am really 31. I don't know what that means, Vincent. I've never watched American Horror Stories. Honestly, I've heard of it. I've heard of the storyline. It's not my thing. I also don't like horror or anything scary or gory in general. Anyways, me saying I'm 31 is not supposed to be a flex or supposed to be like I know everything. It's just supposed to provide context into what kind of questions you may want to ask. Because if I just say ask me almost anything, you might just assume I'm a kid and then just ask me really dumb questions. Thanks, Web. What kind of Asian am I? I'm Filipino. Consult your parents, Blazer. Do I have TikTok? No. If I had a time machine, what would I do? I would become rich. What kind of movies am I into then? I'm into like more like rom-coms, adventure, fantasy. Oh, superhero movies. I really like superhero movies. I currently do not have a girl. I currently do not have a girlfriend. Hey, Skull Sugar. Honestly, been a very long time. I do remember sort of, but I don't remember the context. I mean, I really feel like I'm 31 though. Despite how I look, I never ever like wake up and then like forget how old I am. I'm glad it turned out good, Rems. Am I against any electric cars? Not necessarily. So although I don't like Elon Musk, um, Tesla in general has the best data in self-driving. That's the thing that makes Tesla so formidable. They have the best data in the amount of miles driven and just things for autonomy. And also, I guess, electric stations. They're going to tell you not to buy. Why are you intimidated? Hannah, I feel like some of your comments got filtered because I don't understand. Why would that be the case, Vincent? Marvel or DC? I think Marvel has better movies. I look 20. Thanks, really. Why is that, Vincent? Yeah, I have not seen the Supergirl movie. Honestly, I feel like a lot of DC movies are just not that great. I'm really 31, biggest op. I'm glad you're doing better, Skull Sugar. I graduated high school in 2013. No, Dark Charmander, honestly, you just need to let it go. I'm sorry that that happened to you, but the best thing you could do is just move on. I currently do not have a girlfriend. What advice would I give a 22-year-old? What's the context? Like, did you just graduate? Did you not graduate? Um, can I get a little bit more context as to, I guess, what kind of advice, depending on your life circumstances? How were my teens? I got bullied a lot. So, my early teens were not great. My later teens were good. I had friends who worked with Elon in SpaceX. Um, he's not, as far as I know, as far as I've been told, he's not exactly that smart. He's smart, but he just has money. I love fried chicken. I do not know Art the Clown. Why would it hurt to be Asian? Yeah, I have a baby face. I don't read comics. What advice would I give to someone who just graduated high school? My advice is I understand that you have a lot of peer pressure, a lot of pressure in general, and trying to figure out what are you going to do for college, what are you going to do for the next 40 years of your life, what kind of career are you going to, or do you have to choose? But to be honest, all of that is just projection. All of the pressure is coming from, your parents, your peers, people who are around your age, because the traditional route is to go to college and then, whatever you invest yourself in, work into that career and then climb the corporate ladder. But I'm here to tell you that, again, that's all projection. Your young adult years is all about you trying new things, meeting new people. And as you try and meet new people, you figure out what you like and you don't like. And then when you get older, you discover that things that don't work out for you, you have to remove them from your life. So whether that's people in your life, unfortunately it could be your family, or a toxic job, a toxic relationship, you remove those and you realign with the things that you enjoy. Education after high school is worth it. To be honest, we're in a literacy crisis. If you only have a high school degree, I wouldn't say you're exactly cooked, but knowing that you were in Zoom school for like 4 years, I have my doubts that your education is of quality. I am not following the World Cup. Thanks, Blar Daka. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Thanks for the follow, New York. Yo, I am actually craving adobo. You think you figured out? I'm glad you're doing fine, Void. Do I go out a lot? Define a lot. Do I have a different perspective on the older mindset of you have no issues till bills? Um, I need you need to expand on that. But like, what do you exactly mean by that? For me, stress is the one that kills us. Regardless of aging or whatever, stress is the one that puts us down. Cutting off family is fine. It depends. It depends on your situation and your attachment style. I don't know what that is. Bonnie the Golden. I actually do not like blueberries. I'm sorry. I am not a fan of blueberries. Thanks for the follow, Bonnie the Golden. And John Houston. Thanks, Ty. How do I stay looking youthful? Honestly, just genetics. I've never had a pet. Any advice for you at 37? I mean, okay, so I don't know if you're serious, but usually around what, 40 years of age, that's when people experience their midlife crisis. And the difference between their quarter life crisis and the midlife crisis is that in your quarter life crisis, people usually feel unaccomplished. They feel left behind. They feel like, with their peers, they just can't be compared. And then in your midlife crisis, you feel like you just haven't done enough in life. Not even comparing yourself with other people, but whether it is traveling the world, eating good food. My advice is just start now. Why should you wait in living your life? I mean, I know it's harder to give advice to, I guess, people who are older than me because it's hard to understand the situation you're in. I can only speak for those who are younger simply because I've obviously been in their position. Is there anything I regret not doing sooner? Dating when I was younger. Honestly, I was so insecure when I was younger, I didn't date as much. Or I didn't date at all. No, I would not, who me. I'm sure Tinkle. You mean like as a teenager and told ever since you don't have issues or depression, even. Oh, I'm so sorry. Jay, I literally was just talking about this on my Discord call. So I do like Discord calls where because then I have to be like more. I have a filter when I'm on TikTok because TikTok has, I can get banned and stuff. But on Discord, I've talked about stuff like that where I understand growing up the whole thing about, oh, you're too young to feel stress. You're too young to have a headache and having all those invalid feelings. So I'm sorry that you underwent that or you're still going through that. I'm really 31. Um, so my perception on that is it's very unfair. It's unfair that you are experiencing that, but it is unfortunately a common occurrence. When you meet a 32-year-old something, Dom Hernandez. Oh, hey, Magician's Red. I was literally thinking about you today because I was gonna play Fortnite, but I saw you unfollowed me, so I thought you like left. Thanks for like, Jay. Bro, everything I said on that Discord call, I meant it as is. Hey, just to go. No, just to go. My voice is just high pitched. It just is what it is. But I am straight. Do I think I still have time? Yeah. I think even at age 60, I would still have time. What's my net worth? I don't know personally, but I'm sure it's in the negatives. I am really 31, told GM. Welcome in, Jesus. Hey, Love Voiced. I don't know who's gonna win the World Cup. Maybe Belgium. Hey, Warstrong, how are you? Thanks, ToGM. I'm really 31, Jake. 25 plus 6, 3 times 10 plus 1. Not backwards, 31. How's my journey to $1 million? Honestly, I got pretty close and then lost it all. And by saying I got pretty close, if I never got laid off, I think I would have been a millionaire right now. Does it ever get better? Yeah. Hey, Copper. Um, Honestly, just being alive, despite all the bad things happening in the world, I feel pretty good. How was my day today? Scale of 1 to 10? A 7. And what does that mean, Abbas? I'm a software engineer, so I have a bachelor's in electrical engineering. I pivoted to software engineering. My last job was a software engineering manager. I'm currently not rich. Thanks, user. I do feel like it is definitely possible. My life has changed, unfortunately, not great in the past 2 years, but a lot of things can happen in the next 2 years. Do I believe in the devil? What do you mean by that? I believe he's real. I'm glad you're clean, Coslin. Do I think I'm smart? I would like to believe I am. I am really 31. Do I feel old, like physically, or do I still feel strong? Honestly, no. I don't work out. I don't like exercise regularly. So I definitely feel, I'm gonna say brittle, but some of my joints hurt. Do I miss it? Miss what? It's a, it's okay. Um, Domitian? Domitian? I'm sorry to hear that, Blue Sky. No, I cannot buy you a maxed out PC. Thanks, no name. Yeah, I mean, old man? I think I'm more prehistoric, ancient, you know? Why stop at old? Why can't I not be, like, historic? Am I religious? I believe in Jesus Christ. Why am I so old? I mean, I was born, like, a few millennia ago. Is the AI bubble about to burst? I think it will burst maybe in the next like 2 years. And I say it's about to burst because then companies are realizing just how much technical debt AI has caused them. I look 19 is, I wouldn't say that's unreasonable, but I still think that's crazy. I'm Filipino. Overstudying for software engineering and what do you mean? Do I like philosophy? Hmm. I mean, I like talking about it, but I don't like dwell on it too much. What's my ideal type? A biological woman. That's the first thing that I look for. Do I mean token usage? No. I mean technical debt as in spaghetti code. So their code base gets riddled with spaghetti code or a code base that's hard to maintain. So then when they have new developers or new engineers that needs to work on the database, it's harder to maintain. Thanks for the follow, Mr. Helper. I don't know who's gonna win the World Cup. Your company laid off around 50 devs over a year ago in the last 2 months. Yeah, because then a lot of companies, especially those who are just non-technical, feel like they could have saved a lot of money. But honestly, it is highly costly. Why are you so exhausted all the time? You're probably depressed. You're either depressed or you have a horrible diet. Or both. I've never seen Breaking Bad. Thanks, Gene This. How to commit? Um, my advice is you need to understand if the person you want to commit to is really the person you want to spend the rest of your life with. And that really only just, depends on you. I'm 31, Noah. What should you do before you turn 31? You should create a roadmap. A roadmap into what kind of life you want. That's not what you think she meant. But obviously, this is called a mental health stream. And I would obviously try to bring it in a positive light. Well, I wouldn't recommend it, Melody Rants. That's my advice. I wouldn't recommend it. I have no idea what that means, Gel. I do believe life gets better. I have no idea what that means, Gel. I kind of want to look it up, but I kind of feel like I should not look up what that means. Bro, I'm 5'4". I'm also short. Where am I from? I'm from Los Angeles. Is it worth taking the risk for the potential gain? Depends on what the risk you mean, but in general, yes. I don't like worms in general. I don't know who's winning the World Cup. And that's because American Laundress or American Land. Well, I'm just gonna call you American Land. That's because when AI pulls in code and pushes it to production, not many people actually vet and do a code review, a high quality code review at that. I am still in LA. Are you happy about that, SK? How active have you been throughout my life? Active in what way? Currently, I'd say I've been very lazy. So, throughout life, I'd say I've been more active than most, but currently I'm not that active. Yeah, I don't like AI. When I first got my first web dev job, did I feel scared like I might not do a good job? My first web dev job, I worked at an agency. We worked on many websites. Honestly, I felt like I wouldn't do good, but I see a lot of people who also feel the same way. I don't play the AOT3 game, so I am not hyped. I'm really 31, Alex. Like physically active? Like exercising? I do not work out. I need to work out because lately I feel like my range of motion, my mobility is sort of on the decline. Favorite battle in Pokemon? Either when in the beginning when Pikachu, you know, oh, yeah, when Pikachu got attacked by Spearow like in the very beginning, and then Ash covered Pikachu and ran with Pikachu because Pikachu obviously was getting ganged up by the Spearow and Fearow, right? Bro, I'm wearing a white shirt. How am I dressing down? A white shirt is a white shirt. Thanks for the roses, SK. I'm sorry that you're struggling. What's wrong, Austin? What race am I typically attracted to? All races. I don't fetishize any race. How much did I make as a web dev at 30 years old? At 30 years old, I was unemployed. I'm still unemployed now. What will happen when people get to 32 years old? I have no idea. I cannot twerk. It's been a while since you've been here. Hey, Kazoo, how are you? I am Monk. I am straight. I'm a cisgender male and I am attracted to cisgender females. As in, I'm biologically male. I still believe I'm biologically male. And I am attracted to biologically females who are still biologically female. Currently I am living with my parents. So it is embarrassing, especially as it hurts my masculinity because obviously as wanting to be a provider or a protector, it just feels embarrassing, although it's not necessarily uncommon. Yep, basically like copper. Yo, the whole part of my stream, I know it's I'm my streams are like very there's never ever necessarily an exact topic for my streams. I feel like my streams are more like a safe space. You simply being able to ask me a question is to just garner a conversation. But depending on the chat, depending on who's the most active and the different conversations, I try to just again create a safe space that people can just be themselves. Subway's hiring. A lot of places are hiring. I have been applying, maybe not to like fast food places, but I've been applying on places like LinkedIn. I am really 31, Mayor Superman. I'm really sorry to hear that. My condolences, Unified Thought. I've never been in that position, so I feel like I am not qualified to give you advice. And I've also never experienced romantic heartbreak. So I'm really sorry that happened. I honestly don't know what to say. Did I learn system design? Both electrical, yes, and also software engineering, yes. What do you think about toxic masculinity like these? Bro, oh my goodness. Black pill. Okay, if there is any communities I do not fuck with or I don't like, I just don't like, aside from like MAGA, in terms of like the worst of the worst, Black Pill is somewhere on the top. Definitely top three. Um, they are the most toxic, and I'm talking about like Andrew Tate. What's that other guy's name? I forgot what the other guy's name, but he teaches guys about like high tier normie or whatever. That's all just BS. I feel so sorry for any man or just any people who believe in that shit. Like, you have to be super insecure for you to really believe in that. What should you do after school? Depends on what your priorities are. Hey, Joe. Who am I to give advice? No one. I never claimed that I am gonna give advice. I'm just allowing people to ask questions. Now, if they seek advice, I'm willing to give it, but it doesn't mean that I am qualified. Yes, clavicular. I hate that guy. I'm really 31, Diego. I learned web dev at my senior year of college. Do you do I consider 31 to be old? No, not necessarily. I mean, I feel old, but do I call other people who are also 31 old? No. Are aliens real? Maybe. I mean, whatever you want to believe in, Robo. I have no idea, Melanie. Yeah, fine one, right? Do I feel lost like you're lost at 26, nervous for the future? Yo, thanks for the galaxy unknown. W unknown in the chat. I was not expecting that. How long did I take to learn web dev before getting my first job? Months. Honestly, I took a Udemy course and I didn't even finish that Udemy course. I think it was by Maximilian. I forgot his first name. But Maximilian, his Angular dev course. I didn't finish it. I think I got like 70% of the Angular thing, and then I got my first job. Well, I'm really 31. God, bub. How social was I in my 20s and now? I was more sociable pre-pandemic than I am after the pandemic. I feel like because of the lockdown, I have lost, or I have, I guess, a decline in articulating my thoughts. How does it feel to lose control? That sounds like diarrhea age. I am Unk. What's a web developer? A web developer is someone who creates or develops websites. Is it easy to connect with younger people at 30 years old? Like most unks don't get much. What do you mean by that? So if I'm just answering the question, I feel like it's at 30 years old, you're easy to connect with. You're kind of like at the middle age-ish. So you can relate to people who are younger and a bit older. But if you're talking about most unks don't get much, if you're talking about like the insecurity that they don't get play in a romantic sense, then that's honestly a personal problem. I personally, I feel like people who are around my age and they still try to hit on, young adults. By young adults, I mean between like 18 to like 22, 21. You have a personal problem, and then you try to get the attention of these young adults and you feel validated by those young adults, and I just find that personally weird. Do I feel accomplished in life? Sort of. How do you commit easily? You just marry someone, and I think that's forever commitment. Thanks, hearts. I am pretty well tonight. I mean, 2 minus 31, or 31 minus 2 is 29. It's not far from 20s. When to feel ready before I apply? Yo, ready is not a feeling, ready is a decision. You just gotta do it. Thanks, son. Do I feel comfortable in life or do I feel lost at all? Oh, yeah, sorry. Someone asked me that. I sort of feel lost, but only because I got laid off and it kind of just threw my whole life trajectory, you know, out of the window. So I'm sort of like in between trying to understand and trying to figure out what I should do next. I am really 31, KK. I am not into spanking. What what does that mean? What A levels did you do? What does that mean? Um, you should prioritize both physical and mental health. I was in a not an apartment. I wouldn't count it as an apartment. It was a complex, like a triplex. Is a triplex considered an apartment? Yeah, it's hard to find people who are just emotionally intelligent. FRG, LFGRS. That's the hard part. It's hard to find people who can who have the ability to critically think. When I got my learned during the job more than learning on Udemy. Yes, when you get your first web dev job or your first software engineering job, you are expected to learn on the job and to learn off the job. Like they will pay you to take courses and you're supposed to do them both on the job and off the job. What's better, finance or engineering? It depends on what you want to do with that. Honestly, if you're trying to make the most money, maybe finance, but finance is way more oversaturated than engineering. I am really 31 years old. Thanks for the follow. Kurosaki Ichigo. Do you like are you gonna watch or did you already watch the Bleach movie? How to not be lazy too. It's hard for you to do anything. Honestly, you have to picture yourself with all the regret. Picture yourself if you continue to do and live the life of the lazy life that you currently have, your future self would obviously very much hate you. Because then what would you actually stand to gain by you being lazy? Why are you sad today, Charlene? I am really 31-year-old circus freak. I am just 31. What age did I go to university? 18. I was 18 and a half. You overthink you gotta do sovereign. Honestly, you just gotta apply to so many places, Polo. Maybe you're just applying to like Fang or like those high tier companies. There's a lot of other companies, small and mid-sized companies that wouldn't require you to even do like leak code design. I am Christian. I do believe in Jesus Christ. Skincare routine. I mean I have one, but I'm not consistent with it. Who am I? So people ask me the questions. I mean, I'm just a random person. This is just a random stream. You can ask me a question, you can choose not to ask a question. Is life better or more enjoyable when you're social? Yes. I believe life is all about relationships. And by relationships, I don't mean like romanticism. I'm just talking about relationships between humans. So, whether that is romanticism or platonic or familial, life is all about you interacting with other humans. Sure, you can have a great life being single. Thanks, Captain Speed. My birthday was a long time ago. How are the views? Wow, it's actually been 1 hour, 772 views. Yeah, that's a hard thing though, SK. And honestly, it's because, I mean, assuming that you're also in the US, the US promotes a lot of individuality. So people usually here in the US are more greedy and are more focused on what can someone else give me to boost my current status or my current standing, which to me I believe is toxic. Honestly, bro, I remember my first dev job. It was so easy. It was just describe an API, describe like stuff like post, get, or basically, like a REST API. Describe how to center a div, but this is also before, like CSS Flexbox or CSS Grid. So it was very basic, like UI, also basic backend stuff. Oh, interesting. But yeah, Yeah, it's just hard. People, I mean, in this economy, I understand why people would prioritize making money over socializing because it's obviously what helps us, or it's what sustains us and keeps us going. I am only 5'4". It's sad. Hello again, Murphy Lawden. How are you? You know, it's always interesting. Always exactly at the 1 hour mark, my stream just does bad. Hey, Leon Peter. How are you? What's my software as a service about? Um, my last software as a service, I guess, company or employer I worked for, we worked with specific types of firms. I don't want to explain too much because it was a very niche market and it's pretty easy to find me. But essentially, we worked with firms and we helped them manage their accounting and projects. A good brand for headphones. Aside from like the really popular ones, Psycho Bunny. No, I'm not trans. Why do we have two nostrils? I have no idea, to be honest. What do you mean that you thought I made SaaS? SaaS is just software as a service. What does that mean? Thanks, Hashrama. How does a nuke work? As far as I know, I may be wrong, but a nuke works as, in the nuclei between the electrons, or I guess, okay, I don't know. Either the electrons, neutrons, and whatever the other ones are called, when you try to separate it, it causes a nuclear explosion. Now, I don't know if that's correct, but that's what I'm thinking about when I think about how nukes work. I am 31, Casper. Do I like photography? It's not something I personally do, but I enjoy, I guess, critiquing or looking at photography, yeah. How was dating women go for me looking younger than 31? It's hard, to be honest. It's it's mixed, but kind of hard because if I try to approach in real life, I am like immediately discredited because then they assume I'm too young, and you know how most women they only date older. So I am now faced with trying to prove that I am worthy or older, and it kind of feels weird. So the whole in real life aspect, it's hard. But in terms of online, if it's like a dating app, it's still hard because then people just assume I'm lying. But if it's with a woman who already likes me, I've never had an issue. It is what it is, Giadian. I should do ASMR. Are you saying I have like an ASMR voice? But yeah. Again, me saying I'm 31 is not supposed to be a flex. It's not supposed to say that I'm qualified in you asking me for advice. It's simply to provide context as to who I am and what kind of questions you might want to ask. Because if I just say ask me almost anything, people will just assume I'm younger and probably just ask me dumb questions. I'll be so honest. I'm straight overestimation. But Chris, I'll be so honest, I've never been in an official relationship. Like, I've personally never been a boyfriend. I've never had a girlfriend. It's sad. Remember Muhammad? There's so Muhammads. There's so many Muhammads. Thanks for the follow, Tamoys. I am Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ as my Lord, God, and Savior. I believe he died on the cross for the sin of the world, and I believe that he rose again on the third day. I don't know who Nico is. Jesus is king. Amen to that. Hey Ka, how are you? I am 31, zombie. Honestly, sometimes you actually do have to be selfish. I know it's preached a lot about you shouldn't be selfish, but there's certain aspects of your life that I believe you do need to be selfish. You need to get right. You need to stabilize yourself before you can help others. I am single. Minaldo. What I currently do for work, I'm currently unemployed. I got laid off from my tech job. My career was software engineering. I'm from Los Angeles, California. Religion seems a bit far-fetched. I mean, to each their own. I got laid off. No, according to them, it was nothing about my performance because literally 2 months or even 1 month before I got laid off, I just pushed out the newest thing for the company. Like, my team just created the newest service that we were selling. What does that mean? So the difference between getting laid off and getting fired is that usually are fired because of bad performance or a bad review. A layoff is more like it is because the company is restructuring or just poor leadership. Well, I am really 31. Just because I look 21 doesn't mean I am 21. I'm really 31, more SARMs, sorry. I am straight, Maxie. I am straight, McDonald's. Am I from Asia? My parents are from Asia. No, there is no way. Actually, the only way to prevent you from getting laid off is before you sign your employment contract that you make sure to negotiate a severance pay or something regarding, preventing yourself from getting laid off. But it's very rare. Genetics, Jaden. Again, genetics. That's the secret. I'm sorry to hear that you got rejected, but you gotta keep trying, bro. You can't stop at just one rejection. It is 10:59 p.m. No, it happens everywhere. The company I worked for at the time was under 100 employees. You don't know what to do, you're lost at 26 years old. I'm really sorry to hear that. Honestly, this economy just makes it harder. It depends on also your situation, your background, if you went to college, the experience you have in terms of work, in terms of your social life. But I do believe it does get better despite all the odds. It's just hard to give adequate advice when advice to me varies from person to person. 10 plus 12 is 22. So Usually I try to ask for more context before just giving general advice. No problem, Marvin. Thanks, Menudo. But how young is super young? I hope not under 23, super young. Like, I enjoy looking youthful, but I don't want to look too youthful. No, most layoffs doesn't happen because of AI. AI is a part of it, but it's not the root cause. Yeah, same. Morse arms. I don't like when people think I'm really, really young, because then that to me says that people who are that who are of that age, so assuming, let's say for example, people say that I look 20, I don't want to attract romantically 20-year-olds. I want to attract people around my age. Oh no, not just even not respecting. It's just for me, I just find it weird when, you know, I my I guess target audience for who I want to romantically attract is not the audience I am seeking. My age range dating preference is preferably ideally 25 to like 34. I'm sorry to hear that, Tribe. You had a 14-year-old. I'm so sorry, bro. That's. Ooh. I cringe for you, bro. How am I really doing? Honestly, I'm a bit motivated, but at the same time, I'm struggling with trying to push myself to just try every day. Thanks for the follow, Mike. I feel that unknown. How young is super young? I am currently looking for a job, yes. I mean, just because you're 18 plus doesn't entitle you into, you know, getting a girl. Your age has nothing to do with, you know, your entitlement, or even you should be having a girl. Where am I from? I'm from Los Angeles. I'm looking into software engineering and product management and technical management. Yeah, the job market is horrible. It is what it is, though. It's unfortunate. Honestly, if anything, the job market is the way it is because the recruitment process, in my opinion, is also broken. I'm really 31G, as in 25 plus 6. I have no idea. I've never heard of that. What is JA Biztown? I was literally just in Las Vegas this past weekend. I still never heard of it. What do I do for fun? I play poker. I like watching anime. I'm not like into cosplay or anything. Like, I don't attend, I guess, anime events. I guess maybe very few anime events. Um, I like going to the grocery store. Oh my goodness. I love eating at restaurants or dining at restaurants. How much does jobs pay me? My last job, I was getting paid 130,000 a year. So that equates to like almost $60 an hour, or maybe just a little bit over $60 an hour. Hey, Mystical Tiger, how are you? I mean, what is there to laugh at though? People are asking me pretty serious questions. The title of the stream is mental health. So it's hard, I guess, to laugh when people are so serious. This is now Fortnite. I have lost a lot of money from gambling. No, you cannot borrow a band. I already lost a band this past weekend, bro. What happens to the guys you play Fortnite 1 year ago, Chapter 6, Season 2? I have no idea. Well, hopefully it's a funny joke. Gambling sin? We are you... Wait, what? Were you more social in college or after college? I was more social after college and before the pandemic. You know, that is sort of true, Azure Dion. I'm not into looks maxing, I am into improving. I don't like the term looks maxing. I don't like what it entails. Or at least the origin of it. How is 31 different from 30? It's really not that much different. There's really barely anything. Am I always lonely? No, I'm not. What's the best anime that one time made you reincarnate as a slime? Honestly, if you know Rimuru Tempest, like in the light novel, like towards the end, he's honestly probably the most powerful anime character of all time. Why do I look stressed? Because I am stressed. You're depressed, help you? Um, it's hard to help you when I don't know what... I don't know you. But honestly, my best advice to you, to those who are depressed, is you have to keep moving. Depression hates a moving target. If you remain stagnant, if you bed rot, you're not helping yourself. You have to try to do something that's out of your routine of just bed rotting. Is it the job thing? Why I feel depressed? Um, it's the lack of income and the lack of wanting to do, or I guess not, yeah, the lack of yeah, essentially just providing for myself. I struggle with it. I am very blessed to do a lot of things I still can do, but I miss just like buying whatever I want and not caring about it. Good night, Magician's Red. I cannot Venmo you $2. Does it get any better? Yeah, it does get better. I don't know what that means, Johnny. How does it feel to be 31? I mean, every 31-year-old feels different. You're a lonely 26-year-old? Um, I feel like to me, loneliness, it depends. So, like, I'm alone, but I don't feel lonely. I've been single doesn't mean I feel lonely. Loneliness only strikes me when I guess I feel like I am missing out. You're 20 right now, got any advice? Your 20s is all about trial and error. I'm sorry that you feel so much pressure in trying to figure out what you have to do for the rest of your life. what you're gonna do with your college degree, how you're gonna pay student loans, how to retire your parents, and all of that. But honestly, your younger years, because you have time, to reset. Your younger years is all about you trying new things. You know, things that you may be uncomfortable with, things that you might think that you like. And when you have those experiences, and whether it's a job or an activity or in a relationship, you discover that you like things, you don't like things. And then when you get older, you align yourself with all the things you like. Does that make sense? I am not rich. You're 24. Any advice? Kind of the same thing, honestly. You just, you're still young. You have time to reset your life. 24 is still pretty young. Good night, boy. Oh, wait. Is Foye going? Oh, good night, Hannah. I do not have my own house at 31. Hey, Jackson. I'm really 31. Tupac's. Yeah, being broke and having the broke mindset. Okay, being broke is one thing, having the broke mindset is another thing. You just gotta get your money up, bro. No, I'm not money. I mean, I'm not money. I'm not mad that you're not subbed. It says to me that you're still subbed, though. Mina said she didn't like your haircut. 2250 is a good start pay, I'd say. That's also as long as you're at least working 20 hours a week. At least 20 hours a week. I think if you're doing anything less than that, please get another job. I'm sorry that people need more than one job to survive, but sometimes you just have to grind. I don't know what breakcore is, Polo or Poyo. I'm sorry to hear that, Rems. What's my biggest accomplishment so far? I've talked people out of committing suicide. Right now it's only 11:13. I low-key wanted to play Fortnite. So, depending on when the chat kind of dies out, I might just stop the stream and just play Fortnite. Thanks, Morse Arms. What does your name even mean? What does SARMS mean? Is that, are you trying to get like a truck job or truck driving job, nature? Well, I am really 31, Crollo. Crollo as in the Phantom Troop leader. How do you feel that I am 2/3 lifespan? I feel the same. Oh, yeah, I've never heard of that. I mean, I lived to this age, honestly. When I graduated high school, I told other people that I didn't think I would live past 25, yet here I am. What's the most wisdom advice I have gained so far? Can you rephrase that? I don't really understand what that means, Legend. Alright, good night, Rams. Bye. Why what? Why do I feel the same? Why do I think we born if we're gonna die one day? Why do you think we born if we... I mean, the whole point of life is to live it. And unfortunately, taxes and death is the only guarantee. What's the most wisdom I've gained so far? Um, the most wisdom I've gained is life is not about you being liked. Life is about you liking yourself. So if you fear the judgment of posting because you fear what people will think about you, what is their opinion to you when the opinion of yourself matters most? If you create something that you really enjoy making and you're proud of, then what does it matter to anyone else who may have a negative opinion about it? I don't watch FIFA, I don't watch World Cup. What's my goal in this life? My goal in this life is to help as many people as possible. Now, in what way? Unsure. My favorite dinosaur? I like pterodactyls. Good luck, Nature 2653. What's your question, lad? So if a girl adds you on Snapchat, she's got 200,000 snap score. She gets made and sent to her. I don't think it's evil. I think it's weird. I don't think it's evil. It does get better. How does being 32 feel? I have no idea because I've never been 32. I do not have any pets. I've never grew up with any pets. Thanks, boy. Yeah, I'm really 31. So this doesn't ask me almost anything. The thing is, I don't answer anything that's personal. I don't ask, or sorry, you cannot ask any like personal questions. So the what car do I drive to me? I feel like it's pretty personal, and nothing sexual. Sometimes, boy, when I have so many comments, it's hard for me to adjust. Sometimes I read it out loud before I actually just read them in my head. Did I feel accomplished so far? Sort of. I mean, I feel sort of accomplished. I definitely feel more accomplished than I think most people my age, though. 7 times 8 is 56. I'm doing alright, Daniel. How are you? What's 2,345 plus 456? That is 2,801, I think. 2801. I am straight. Thoughts on mangoes? Mangoes are goated. Hi, Morgan. What do I enjoy doing? I enjoy eating good food. Name me one person who does not enjoy eating good food. I will wait. Your dad doesn't like eating good food? I doubt that. I've never. So he likes eating bad food? Oh. Oh, yeah. That's up to you, Merc, if you want to. What was high school like before smartphones? I mean, when I was in high school, I think when I was in my sophomore year, iPhone 6 came out. I think. Or actually, no. Maybe iPhone 3. So I have no idea, because then I didn't go to high school when smartphones didn't exist yet. Panda Express top 5 fast food? Only when it's fresh. I think Panda Express is one of the few fast foods where if you eat it the next day, it's like the worst. What's 20,000 plus 13 times 10? Well, 20,000 plus 13 is 20,013 times 10 is 200,130. Hey Bob, how are you? Do I have any health issues? Yes. Some people don't like eating in general due to sensory issues or depression. Sorry to hear that for those who have those. Thanks for 10,000 likes. Kebab for fast food? I think it depends on the place. I don't know anyone who does not have any health issues at like any age. Oh, you're right. You're right. Multiplication does go first. 13 times 10, 130 plus 20,000, 20,000, 130. PEMDAS. You are right. Opinions on addictions of smoking or drinking? Very toxic. It could deplete your life energy and also shorten your lifespan. I am from Los Angeles. I mean, Panda Express is American Chinese food. It's not authentic Chinese food. I am not from Thailand. No, I would not. Gorable. Who's Shark Dawson? What superpower would I choose and why? I would choose the ability to bend time and space, because then that means I could stop time, take a nap, and then continue time. Sunscreen is important. If anything, if you're gonna have a sun or like a skincare routine, aside from moisturization, you need sunscreen. Alright, see you, Merc. I think I have no idea. I am not familiar with those terms, G-Packs. I'm glad you started using sunscreen, Legend. Yeah, I would. Code. Especially because I knew Bitcoin back in 2011. So, trust me, I understand the actual regret. Why did I say it like that? Regret. You have nothing to ask? Okay. No idea, Marty. Hey, Fadem. Hey, L-Dog. Did I go to college? Yes. If so, how did I deal with the transition? Transition of what? Like from high school to college or from college to the adult life? You could ask me about health issues if you want. No, I do not have my life together at this age. What's an awkward question you can ask me? I don't know. There's so many things, so many conversations. I'm probably gonna end the stream kind of soon because I'm honestly getting kind of tired. What are my hobbies? Streaming, poker, watching anime, walking anywhere, to be honest. How to deal with back pain from scoliosis? I am not a doctor. I cannot give medical advice. But as far as I know, in dealing with back pain from scoliosis, you need to do mobility exercises. Best anime that one time reincarnated as a slime. Top 3 anime that one time reincarnated as a slime. Magi. And Ranking of Kings Season 1. I do believe mental health gets better when you grow up. You physically changes compared to 10 years ago. Yeah. 10 years, I mean, I don't like exercise. So 10 years ago, I could like run a mile in a much shorter time than now. Would I say any life plan, or you say would you say any life plans you have are getting easier to work towards as I get older? Um, no. Unfortunately, outside factors does affect how hard it is to work towards life plans in general. What do I think about Attack on Titan? Hey Anna. Um, Honestly, I didn't really like Attack on Titan. I dropped it 3 times. I watched it the first time it came out. I dropped it the first season. I got hyped again. I tried rewatching it from scratch. I stopped at the end of the second season. I dropped it again. And then when it completed, there was again so much hype. I tried watching again, and I mean, I stopped. I think at the second to last arc. Am I happy with what I achieved so far? Yes, but I'm greedy that I feel like I should do more. I'm doing all right, Anna. Not in a weird way, but you were thinking. Yeah, I didn't think of that weirdly, Anna. How does it feel to be 30? It feels like all the ages after 27. 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, they all feel the same. Where am I from? I'm from Los Angeles. Do aliens exist? Maybe. Am I okay? I'm honestly just tired, Anna. I've been so tired the past few days. The worst age I've been? Honestly, my current age of 31 is. I I always think to myself as of lately, I think my age of 31 is my worst age yet. I am not Jewish. If I can go back 2 years, what would I change? I would have 2 years ago. I would have actually interviewed at the other places that I was getting recruited at. I just felt very insecure at that time. But looking back at it now, I should have just taken the risk and interviewed, and would have got maybe would have gotten that job, but paid much more than what I was getting paid at that time. Thanks, Anna. I am not married. I am single. Yeah, I am like the youngest millennial snakes. I don't want to become a cop. Wow, 11-hour shift? I still don't even know what you do, Anna. Well, I am really 31. Ooh, there's another Anna. Anna006. Bro, good pay? Define good pay. I was getting paid like $60 an hour, and I was working from home. And I didn't have a start of my day. The start of the day was as long as I was getting my projects done every week. Bro, cops, I think the starting salary of a cop is maybe like 70,000 a year. And depending on your rank, can go up to like maybe 150,000, but that's like when you're super senior. No, I can only speak English. What do I work as? Currently, I'm unemployed. I was talking about when I was a software engineering manager. And when I was making $60 an hour as a software engineering manager, I was on the low end. I don't know who Trendy Mac is. What do I do? What do you mean what I do? No, I am 31. Well, I'm really 31. Now I got laid off. What's my secret? Genetics. How tired are you, Anna? I am really 31, bro. How do you battle misinformation without trampling on free speech? Do your own research. So many people. Okay, actually, I was gonna make a video about this, like 2 days ago, Dridge. So there's a post where it says that in Colorado, there was a state bill that got passed for that was banning child AI corn. And then in that post, it said that 17 Republicans voted no. And that's it. And that was misinformation because I checked, I actually did my own research. It was 13 Republicans and 9 Democrats. Why did they leave out the number of Democrats? Why did they inflate the number of Republicans? Why don't people actually read the state bill? So just do your own research. You can't just believe what you hear. You have to actually look it up yourself. I am really 31. Do you think children in abusive environments have a better future waiting for adulthood or being an orphan? I feel like I'm not in a place to say tears in my Mitsuwa eyes. I am single. I don't have a family. Or at least I don't have kids or I'm not married. No, I'm 31 as in 3 times 10 plus 1. But you probably have a better future waiting for adulthood. I think the orphanage system is also broken. I do not work out. Yeah. It's because, I mean, as a software engineering manager, especially, I got my software engineering manager role at the age of 28, which is kind of uncommon. I fast tracked to software engineering manager within only 2 to 3 years of being a software engineer. Software engineering manager, as far as I know, typically you have to be a software engineer for at least 5 years on average. I don't even eat McDonald's, bro. The last time I ate McDonald's was in Barcelona. That is true. And that's why we are in a literacy crisis. We're in a literacy media crisis. And we're on a critical thinking crisis. Or I guess lack of critical thinking. Yeah, because people will just believe AI and they won't even read. Do I know Greece? I've been to Greece. What do you think about civil engineering? I think civil engineering is a pretty stable career. Thanks, Alex is G the boss. You're in an awful environment, but if you were to go to an sorry to hear that, Tears and Mitzi. What to do if somebody wants to date you, you don't like them, then don't date them. I personally never solo traveled. I have traveled a lot, but just never solo traveled. I do recommend it. It's just something I have not personally done. 5 times 6 squared. So you do the exponent first. So 6 squared is 36. 36 times 5, what is that? 180. 180. Have a good day. You are in a low test crisis right now. Like a low testosterone crisis. Maybe. 3-4 years is quite fast for working up to becoming a manager. It's because I took a lot of initiative. Like as soon as I became a software engineer, within the first year, I already consumed all the roles of being a scrum master. And then I helped product management. So then now at that point, I had a good relationship with the product management team and just understanding how software works. So then I was promoted to being a software engineering manager. How do I not give up on my dreams? Honestly, because I experienced a taste of it. So I know it's possible. And because I know it's possible, I refuse to give up on it. It's hard, though. I won't lie. It's hard to keep pushing myself, trying to attain it. I'm really 31, Mateo. I was born 1995. Yeah, Anna, I'm. Honestly, it's also a combination because it's hot. It's like hot in my room right now. My back is honestly sweating. I'm really 31, Volcorm or Volcom. I mean, just because I look 20 doesn't mean I am 20. Just because someone looks 60 doesn't mean that they're just 60. Why don't I look at working outside the US? Honestly, because I have a large family in terms of, my outside of my immediate family. Um, so I'm kind of attached to, helping my parents, being with my parents, helping their brothers and sisters. And it's gonna be hot for the next few weeks, Anna. I am straight, Slurpee. The meaning of life is to find your purpose and to act in your purpose. Hey, Summer. Anyways, y'all, I think I'm gonna end the stream in like the next 5 minutes. I should put a timer. Honestly, it just gets tiring trying to talk for this long. I mean, I don't want to go to sleep. I would just want to do something else. I said 5 minutes, not 5 seconds. If I can only relive my 1 year life, well, what year would it be? I think 28. 28 is when I had the most money. I did the most things. I splurged a lot at year 28. Welcome back, Hannah. Hey, Alea. Long time no see. How are you? I hate Black Pill. That's my opinion. It's one of the most toxic communities. I'm doing alright, Alea. I'm gonna play Fortnite. Honestly, I'm just so tired of talking straight, unknown. Talking for 2 hours straight, non-stop, and answering every single comment. I'm just tired. It's not just racism, it's also misogyny. If you just Google Black Pill, I'm pretty sure one of the descriptions is misogyny. Looks isn't everything, but looks are important. Yeah, I don't know why your comments are not coming up, Adnan. You can see if your comments are coming up if you just scroll to the next stream and then come back to see if your comment is still there. At least you did karaoke. I'm sorry you fractured your ankle. I hope you have a speedy recovery. I don't even know what lentejas is. Hey, Charlie. Yo, I am so tired, bro. I don't know if it's At what age is it weird to never have dated? Bro, I've never dated in my entire life. Except for, oh, sorry. My first date was 2 months ago. So, that was my only date. So, I feel like I have a record of some sort. Yeah, well, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Sorry, I'm just standing because I've been sitting this entire time. Again, thanks for the Galaxy Unknown. I really was not expecting that. I really appreciate you. Have you ever sent a heart me before, Unknown? Because at least with doing the heart me, that only costs 1 coin, and that actually, I wouldn't say is more important, but it's the best value. I don't know what that means, user 7777. Thanks for the follow, Stephanie. What advice would I give a 16-year-old? Well, considering this economy and considering the current life of today, your best bet, bro, is to get educated. And I know you might be tired of school, you might be unmotivated, but with how I see your generation, most of your generation is not educated. So if you want to get ahead of the game, it's just to get educated. Yeah, so instead of sending a rose, just send a heart me. You can only do 1 heart me per day. I don't drink or smoke. I am really 31, period. Yeah, don't rely too much on AI. That's a good one too. Yep, learn and make money is true. I think more like invest your money. I do watch anime. How do heart me's benefit me? So TikTok, like there's like an algorithm, right, for TikTok streams. Heart me's are the most important gift aside from obviously like the really expensive gifts, because then that tells TikTok that people are actively following me, because the only way you can send and heart me is if you follow me. And also it builds a community. So the only way you could join technically my community aside from, following me is sending a heart me. The views, it's almost 2 hours, 1,250 views. Thanks for the follow. Malaya? Malia? Maliak? The boy, I think. Sorry. I can't really read your name. It does get easier. Hey Neil, I'm literally just about to end this stream. I'm so tired of talking so much. Favorite anime that one time reincarnated as a slime. And my timer already ended. So I'm gonna play Fortnite now. I think I'm just gonna take a little break. Or maybe I'll play Fortnite, I just won't talk for a bit. So if anyone wants to play Fortnite, I'm gonna end the stream and play Fortnite. I'll stream hopefully again tomorrow. Alright, 4 Yeah, I also have a Discord, y'all. You know, either if you want to send a message on TikTok, I do read those, but I always read my Discord DMs or to Discord channel. Alright, Hannah. Wait, what's your question, Anna? I mean, you have me on IG, Anna. You can always ask me anything. Attention. I think your question got filtered. Thanks for the follow, Truxin. I'm too tired to link. What's the question? Your comment's getting filtered, Anna. I don't know what your question is. I'm just tired of talking continuously. Hey, Jalen. I'm just about to end the stream, though, bro. So Anna asks, what fruit juices do I recommend? You're tired of drinking water, but juice doesn't catch your attention. Orange juice, pineapple juice, but mainly orange juice. I think orange juice is the most common. I mean, all juices are, you know, good for you, but the most common thing for, you know, gut health and building immunity. What brand? So make sure when you buy it, it says made out of 100% juice and not just like 42%. I think Simply Orange is good. Florida something is good. Uncle orange juice is also good. No, I do not support that. I'm surprised you didn't catch that, Foye. That's a comment that you would mute. Because you say it out loud, Foye, you see what's wrong. Did you get it, Foye? But was he continuously talking, though? Yeah. They're talking about, you know, like what's happening in Palestine and Congo and Sudan. I have no idea. I don't watch the World Cup. Yo, wait, is it really? I thought it's September, Anna. I thought the concert is September. I know. I should already start my Fortnite. I'm gonna start now. Are you excited, Anna? BTS, Jalen. No. I'm gonna end the stream. I'm honestly I'm all talked out. I mean, I'll play with people from the stream. Have I traveled? Yes, I've been to like 15 countries. I don't know, Anna. It was just a question. Is traveling the best part of my life? It's one of the best parts of my life. No harm. Honestly, there is harm. Because when I'm streaming and playing Fortnite, the fan in my computer blows a lot of hot air. And then, considering that's already hot, it's like I have the heater on. I am 31, Mate. Thanks, Anna. Yeah, I've been drinking a lot of water lately. Thanks, Anna. I just need to buy a new computer. I have an Alienware desktop computer from 2019. But I'm really 31, Mate. Born 1995. My birthday passed in February. Anyways, y'all, I'm gonna go. I've been talking for way too long. And way... It's just a lot. Alright, see ya, Jalen. Good night, y'all. Good night, Neil. Again, I answer all my DMs. I answer Discord messages. I should stream again tomorrow. Bye, y'all.